Hey, you, friends, family, and strangers, look behind me. There's a lot of expansion going on right here at what could be where I live soon, my new apartment. Weird, right? Got a little list of things we need to run through this morning before we get the day started. One is, today is the day where I have to get a third storage unit, believe it or not. Actually, technically it's just going to be a storage spot, but it'll be with a third company because that's the only option I had. Because I have to have a place to either park my car or van, depending on what I'm using. And I can't drive to someone's house and drop it off and then walk back to the house to get my other car from there all in one day. Yeah, it's sticky. And you know me, I'm good at sticky little spots. You know what I'm saying? Also, today is the very last day I will have to empty out completely, sweetly, and neatly my house. Today is that day. Today is the very last opportunity for me to get that done, because tomorrow I will be barred access forever. Today is the very last curtain call with me and my house, because the closing on the property, as you probably already guessed, is bright and early tomorrow morning. That's right. So from there, I will be either living in hotels, living in Clifford, living off the grid, or living right here in this grid. Okay? Now, what does this say next? Yeah, so the reason I came here this morning was not only to shoot this little intro clip from me to you, but I sent my potential new lease manager an email saying, I understand online how to apply, but I want to know exactly how to apply specifically for the apartment we talked about. By the way, I was just over there to see if I could find it, and easier than I thought. My balcony will actually overlook this giant construction process, which basically means here in a couple months I'll have a view of absolutely nothing except my neighbors walking naked past their back door. So that'll be fun. In any event, let's go in there and see how we can indicate that specific unit that's coming up available here in about a month. Let's see how we can, let's see if we can go in there and get some information on that. And then afterwards, I have to head back to the house, head to that storage unit, walk my ass back home, quote unquote, the old home, from that brand new storage unit company. And then from there, I have to finish the very last of moving out activities, cleaning, organizing, disassembling, and all the fun shit you do to stress out over that last few hours of crunch time when you're moving out and saying goodbye to your old house. So, for goodness sakes, grab your hammer and your bag of Quikrete and let's do it. So, I just talked to the lady who will potentially be my new lease manager, chick. And she recognized me, all smiles and everything. Oh my gosh, guys. Anyways, I said, yeah, I can't apply for that specific unit. Kind of like, you want my specific unit? And she goes, well, here's what you do. Apply for, I had to ask her to check her email so that her and I could talk about it. She pulled up my email, read it, then answered a question that I did not ask. That's concerning. So I said, my question is, I cannot apply for that specific unit. So what I'm asking you is, how do I make sure my application indicates the specific unit that you and I discussed? You know, because I want to see a view of the back of the next building they're about to build. Actually, the only purpose of that is that specific unit is I know for a fact it is a 3rd level. However, I think I figured out exactly how to tell any unit that's a 3rd level. So I might do some snooping around and actually just change it to a 3rd level top floor unit much closer to the road, because that's not back there with a view of the airport. That is way the fuck back in the back of the property with a view of the next tier of construction that's going in. So, which is fine. I wasn't told I was getting to view the airport. I just thought I was. So, that'd be cool, you know, sit up on your 3rd story balcony and film the planes, boys. Content right there, baby. So, Biache, what to do next? She said, well, just submit the app any way you can, and then call us, and we will change the unit number on the app on our end. So that's good, because the unit I'm applying for is not even available to apply for. I have a little insider tip, so I'm going to apply for a different unit and then do the old switch bait and actually apply for the one that no one even knows is available. So I will get my top floor unit, baby. So there's that then. I got a feeling this will be a little bit of a back and forth for a while. I'll probably just stop in and see her, because that just seems more like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, because you're here in front of me. That email, she had no idea what I was talking about, even though my email was so fucking clear as day. So I might have to show up in person every couple days or so and pull her in, corral her into the system, and say, my friend, my colleague, are you doing what I'm asking yet? Because if not, then I'm failing to explain myself better. I would have emailed you, but you don't really know what I'm talking about when I email you. Which is okay, because I stay at a shitty motel about a mile from here, so I can pop in any effing time you need, baby. But for now, we are on our way to the old house where I can put all the crap from this car into my van, essentially. Or should I just leave it in there? Because at the end of the day, I'll be taking my car back to the shitty motel. Yeah, we'll just do that. I gotta basically drop this car off in a storage spot that I'm renting for another fucking $100 a month. Can't wait, and I hope that is very short-lived. And I'm doing it real close to the old house because I need to be able to walk back to the old house and get my van, do my moving, and then park the van where the car has been parked all day, and then drive my car back to the shitty motel, and then resume my life from there. Got it? Another thing I'm looking forward to is not having to corral my realtor in place every day. Perfect example. Just 10 seconds ago, I said, please remind me again the exact location, time, and what I need to bring to this closing tomorrow. I received the address and what I need to bring. So I had to say, please go ahead and do that other part I asked for, where I would like you to reconfirm or remind me the specific time, please. I don't know how. All I'm saying is, I'm not trying to be a dick. I really am not. But I just don't get how you see an email or a text message with 3 clear points. Read 1 or 2, your brain purges 1 randomly, and you don't respond to that. Or why you would not read it again before hitting send. As a real estate agent, as a lease manager, just take a breath and try to understand what you're reading. The cool thing you're trying to say to fit in and sound cool is going to bomb when it's been made clear that that overtook your ability to read. So renting 3 storage units essentially and paying for a motel every night and getting money ready for moving into an apartment and applying and deposits and probably even some money up front for a few months because I am a bad candidate for renting. That's going to get expensive, right? The good news about that is, if there is any, I can live for free in Clifford. We can shoot our first full overnight van life video. I'll probably go to Walmart and buy a new tent and use my magnets to open the tent up fully and completely inside of Clifford. And just use the magnets to stick it out to the side, inside of the walls of the van. That way I don't have, I don't want creepy cooties on me and rust and paint dust on me and stuff from the van. Ew! You know what I'm saying? So, remind me to grab a bucket from the store so I have a place to take a shit when I live in a fucking van down by the motherfucking river. Alright, I need you to break away from this. I need you to get online and I need you to submit the application for that apartment for me. Okay? Will you do that? Please? And just call me or text me and let me know if there's a question you can't answer just from knowing me, just from your memory bank, right? You see, I can probably wait still a few more days before I lose the specific unit we looked at. That's not the point. See, I'm gonna try to get it done. Oh, that person blatantly ran a red light. Welcome to America. I may try to get it done ASAP type mofo. All right. That way, it's done. It's kind of like when a puppy bites you. What are you gonna do? Correct it later? No, you correct it now to eliminate the problem for tomorrow. That's all. It's all you're trying to do is fix the core issue. So I need to be in 2 places at once, which is where you come in. Go ahead and take care of that for me. I appreciate it. And, people tell me, quit worrying. Do it one day at a time. My mind tries to figure out how to do everything one time on the first day available. Just so I can have it done. I want to see the results as quick as possible so I know what to jump to next. I want to know what to try next. You know what I mean? So basically what I'm trying to say is I don't stop until I see blood. That's why they often tell me I got my red wings. Red wings. All right. Slight potential hiccup. From what's supposed to be my 3rd new storage unit back to the house, I would have to walk through this construction, active going on construction right now. So I have to keep my eyes peeled to see if that's even possible without getting my ass totally yelled at. Hey dipshit, what are you doing? Creating a danger? All right, be quiet, I gotta pay attention. I cannot walk through that construction zone because everything is closed, the sidewalk closed, and actually the sidewalk doesn't even exist. There's just a little narrow spot that I'd be able to walk through, but that's for traffic. And I would definitely get yelled at, maybe even the sheriff's cops called out because it's closed. They say there's signage that says, sorry, your right of freedom of movement is being impeded upon, so you're F-worded. But maybe that's a good thing because this drive out here to the house is taking a while. So that walk could take all day anyhow. So I either have to summon some help, or let me check on the mapper and see if there's a way to walk all the way north of that construction, then cross the tracks back into my normal route. Let's see how that might look. Well, apparently they came here to do a lot more than their quote-unquote final walkthrough. Someone's been here with equipment and dug a giant hole around the small hole that was already here. And it looks like someone might have potentially located a well pipe. Something I wondered where that existed for years. But I don't have the equipment or the money, time, and resources. I'm okay with someone wanting to do that, but I personally feel like it's total bullshit to move in and do anything other than what I was told needed to be done, which was only a walkthrough pertaining to something just to do. My realtor literally said it's just a formality prior to closing, just a walkthrough. And it's not that I have an issue with this happening, it's just that I have an issue with the continuous list of stuff happening and me being told something else is happening, or me being told something's happening and nothing happening at all in reality, or just being told one thing and another complete and total different thing taking place. It's bullshit. I'm one half of the deal. So I should know something other than, hey, go fuck yourself. A simple, formal walkthrough prior to closing turned into the yard being ripped up, which I can understand, but damn, you can't tell me the truth about what's happening? So let's see if the house became disorderly as well in their quote-unquote simple walkthrough, which is only a formality before they take legal ownership and then do stuff they're allowed to do after that. Are you okay, Elsa? Nobody put their wiener in your branches, did they? I sent my buddy a text message asking him for a ride across town real quick. That was 4 minutes ago and he ain't text me back. That's how my brain works. If I don't hear something right away, it's not that I'm mad or impatient. It's just that I'm nervous. That's all. In the meantime, I have to worry about getting this room taken down, put into the van. I'd like to get some of my posters down. I don't even have the little clippy thing tool to get staples out of the wall. And this room. See, the thing about each room is there's a little bit left in each room, and it's going to take some time. This heavy-ass thing is still filled with dishes. This fridge is literally filled with, like, water and soda, and I would love to have my bottles of water. What else? With enough time, I would like to keep all this wood. However, see, if I had any clue whether or not they wanted this, I would leave it, but I have no idea. If they want it, if they're taking it, if they're tearing it down, they're remodeling the whole house as far as I know. So if I have time, I might just disassemble this entire thing and keep it, because I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I'll just rebuild it somewhere else. And these, as you already know, these are perfect height for what I use to store here. And then I would love to keep this, so this might need taken apart. I want my stereo. I want my freaking vinyl record player, and I want my crates, but they all need to be unscrewed. They're all screwed together and put in place, so it's going to be a day of it, boys. But the good news about, if there's any good news about today, it's the fact that I can literally take all day and all night to get this house done and moved out of. So, wish me luck. Do you remember when I was asked, can they do a final walkthrough as a formality at noon, or at 9? And I said, I can't get there until noon. And that was completely ignored. So I rushed out here after work that night and loaded up the van, got some crap out of my freaking front room, just to better suit their walkthrough as a formality. It's frustrating to be told one thing when another thing happens, to be told one thing when nothing happens, or to be completely ignored when asked if this time works for you. And his next text literally said he'll be there at 9. Like I'm no fucking body. Kind of like this morning when I said, please hit me up with the time, the confirmation it's still on, the address, and tell me what I need to bring. Well, at least 2 out of those I got. I had to ask again for the other bit of information. This process is starting to drive me nuts. Anyway, since the van's already full, while I'm waiting on an answer to hear if I can get a ride across town or not, I think I'll go ahead and run this shit to storage unit number 2 and drop it off. This is going to be a full day of this shit. My buddy's coming through for me. It's good to have a friend on the inside, baby. Pulling out insider information. So, yeah. As soon as his wife gets done grocery shopping, he's going to jump in the family woody wagon and head over here to Wagon My Wood. Worst case scenario, my friend can't do it today before work, but I will be sticking around and having him do it after work, as long as I remember to go and actually rent my spot first. That way I can get a gate code and all that fun stuff. So like I said, my friend has to go to work today. So I think I'm gonna head down to that new storage unit and get my spot reserved. That way I don't have to do that in case it takes a while. When he's ready, I can just have him pick me up there and take me back home. Basically, if he was ready now, he could meet me there, but we'd have to wait for me to actually rent the spot first. I don't know about that place, but that last storage unit I got, remember I told you that guy talked to me for like an hour and I was in hell. I was literally looking at the clock the whole time, which was up on the wall behind him, just watching that second hand tick by, thinking of all the stuff I could be doing right now. It's moving season in my life. I got stuff to do, guy. All right, enough dicking around. Let's head to storage unit number 3. What if they want like your insurance for your car and all that stuff and whatever the hell else they need for any car that might potentially be there, any vehicle parked on their property? I hope that doesn't take forever. I don't even have like my insurance information passwords or nothing. I guess they would just want the policy. No, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. You know what? Hey, I guess we'll find out. Hey, look, that's where I want to live someday. Oregon. Well, I'm here at the storage unit place. Storage unit number 3 for me. And I gotta wait about 5 more minutes and hopefully the chick will be back from lunch so I can rent a parking spot. It's like 90 some bucks a month just to park your car. You might as well be in fucking Seattle, Washington, because I think it costs about that much to rent a parking spot outside your apartment building. This is Central Ohio. We ain't supposed to pay for this parking stuff. Crap, bull poop. A couple other gentlemen were here and saw me taking a picture of that U-Haul with the Oregon thing on it. And they go, hey, do you work here? I'm in stretchy pants, a Mario t-shirt. I thought about saying, yeah, what can I do for you? Do you see that massive sprawling building way over there? That entire building is just for the Department of Transportation in only one county, Delaware County, Ohio. Look, it keeps going. Ohio Department of Transportation pertaining to Delaware County only. That entire ass building. Okay, guys. Got me a parking spot for either my car or my van, whichever one, unattended, inside of a gated facility. Isn't that nice? So, it won't get towed away, and I don't have to leave it on my property, the old property that someone else is about to own in 5 minutes. And the new owner won't have to figure out how long they gotta wait until they fucking pop the tires and push it out into the fucking roadway. Now that problem's taken care of, and luckily my buddy's on his way to come get me. Perfect timing. The stars are lining up, boys. All right, at the storage unit, just waiting on my ride. Looks like there's a machine, like a kiosk, where you can come up after hours and do your full account creation and everything right here. Takes your fingerprint and you can move in today. Slide to begin. So that is fancy. Through the power of movie magic, now we're 5 hours ahead of time that you didn't have to sit through. I just got done walking here to this house. Just kidding. My buddy got me, picked me up, gave me a ride. Now I'm back in outer space. Fucking the Christmas tree all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Kind of pumped because now I can focus on getting the rest of this shit out of this house, dude. And I got the rest of the evening to do it. Technically, I have like the next 12 hours. So I'm going to try not to fuck around too much. Try to stay on schedule. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it looks. And once I start getting stuff gone, then it's like, okay, there's only like 2 things left. And now I got more time to actually enjoy my night, to apply for that apartment, and to get on that. Tomorrow's the closing for this fucking house. And wish me luck. But for now, I'm going to pause you. And we're going to move more stuff into Clifford and get it ran over. And then hopefully when we come back, we'll have an empty house to say goodbye to. But I don't know. All right, I gotta go for now. You're distracting me. You're talking. I don't even know what you're saying at this point. The plot twists in this story are starting to drive me batty. The guy now, new information just came in from the realtor. Apparently the guy who's about to buy this place tomorrow morning is asking for a 2-day extension. My realtor said, you have to give my seller, me, $1,500 to make that happen. So I don't know if that's another earnest deposit. He said, I have interest payments every day that it's not getting sold. I think he's referring to my mortgage. I don't know. He said, here's what we ought to do. Why don't we try to get you the $1,500? You can still go tomorrow and do a closing on your end, on my end. It'll be a pre-closure signing for me. And I said, because today and tomorrow is my only shot for being off work to do this. That's why I'm here, off work right now, to make this happen. And he said, he talked to the potential buyer on the phone and said, I don't know why you're delaying 2 days. I verified your funds. I looked at your bank statement. So what happened to the money? Sounds like they might have gotten to an argument. I don't know. I just want to get this done. I said, okay, well, can I at least go in and sign everything tomorrow as planned for me? Can I keep my schedule on track? And the answer is yes. So he's going to work on that. So now all the documents need to have a 2-day later date, but I can still go in tomorrow morning as I have scheduled. That fart represents this entire deal. I can still go in as I have scheduled tomorrow morning and do that, which is fine. I want to do that. But then again, what if the guy doesn't come through? Do I keep my freaking house and his earnest deposit money? Or do I just, he said he also has another person asking about the house who may be even willing to do it tomorrow morning. Okay, let's go ahead and give this original guy 2 days, but after that, that's it. I don't want to just say, well, 2 days, you're up, you don't get the house. I don't know. If they did that to me, I would be fucking so offended that I can't be a human being and ask for 2 days. We all have the human experience. It's okay to be lenient. I'm not a fucking asshat. 2 days to get the walk-in money for me, I'm okay with it. So yeah, the plot twist in this story could be the fact that I keep this fucking house, but that's not likely, because even if that were the case and this guy falls through, there is still a gigantic chance that I'm going to say, offer it to the next guy. Let's get this place sold. But it makes my life stressful. I don't like having options. If this guy doesn't fall through, then I'm going to keep $6,500 in total of his money, and I have the option to keep my house. But I've played that game for 6 years. It hasn't worked out. I need to sell this place. But I don't have my new place locked in place at this current place and time place. But I'm about to take that risk. Fuck it. Worst case scenario, I'm crashing on your couch. Bring it. So we'll just do that. So now there's a shot that I'm keeping the house for 2 more days or 2 more years or whatever. I doubt that's going to happen. Most likely, my end of the deal will carry on. And who the hell's buying it? First guy, second guy, third guy? I don't know. My friend that dropped me off, who was just here, took a little walkthrough with me. He said that it doesn't matter in what condition this property is in. The fact that property is going up in price, is becoming worth more every day just by sitting there in this county. Any house flipper, investor, whatever, is going to want it for. And he said once they fix it up, they're probably going to get close to, he said $1 million, but I don't know if he meant that, but that'd be interesting. That makes me want to fix it up, right? But that's the thing. That's what I tried to do for 6 years. Your boy couldn't pull it off. So I've learned a big lesson, a giant lesson. Let's go back in time and pretend that you and I are having this conversation 45, 50 days ago, okay? Here's how it's going to go. Actually, I'm going to piss, and then when I see you again in about 14 seconds, we're going to have a conversation 45 days ago with what I've learned. So we're going to go back in the past, we're going to have a conversation, and then we're going to come back to the future, to the present. We're going to come back to the present. All right, 1 second. Hang on, I got to pee. Hey there, how you doing? How's Dougalo Nation doing today? It's late January, and I'm just, hanging out. I'm thinking about selling this place and living somewhere different. So here's what I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is purchase completely and fully outright with no mortgage a brand new property that works out a lot better for me long term. So I'm going to contact my realtor, and we're going to go to showings, and we're going to make offers, and whatever works out the best, I'm going to purchase that piece of property. That'll be great. That'll make me the owner at that time of 2 parcels of land with houses on them. Nice, functioning houses. Ooh, it's a windy day here in late January. Nice, functioning houses with electricity and water and all that. Isn't that fun? And then, after that, the next thing I'm going to do before anything else is I'm going to get a big U-Haul and back it up to the door, and I'm going to spend a couple days, maybe I'll take 2 or 3 days off work, and just move every single thing completely out of this house and move it directly over to the brand new house. That's right. and I'm going to spend the night over there, get some things set up, maybe even throw a little welcome to the neighborhood party. And then when that's done, I'll call my realtor again and I'll say, hey, do you remember when I bought that new house? Of course. Well, guess what? I would like you to now start for the first time the process of selling my old house, my old property, which is ready to go because it's empty, repairs have been made, and fun times. And then whatever comes down the trail, this guy can't do this on this day, this guy didn't show up at a showing and whatnot, that's fine. If somebody wants to snag it off the market with an earnest money deposit, that's okay. I don't wish to do it that way. Instead, I'd like you to schedule a showing, and if at that time you'd like to make an offer, please do. But up until then, no earnest money deposit I'm going to accept. No wishy-washy back and forth fucking cockamamie bullshit. That's not going to happen. We're just going to do it nice and easy. It might take a month. It might take 2 months for everything to fall into place perfectly, but that's okay because I'm already going to be set up at my new home, making family memories with my feet warmed up by a beautiful fireplace. Isn't that nice? So please join me on that journey. I think the first thing I'm going to do right now is call my realtor and tell my realtor what my budget is. And I'm going to say this is the max amount of money I'm going to spend on a brand new piece of land. And I would like you to show me some listings. And when you do, I'm going to pick a few that I would like to see. I'm going to see 4 or 5 of them at least. And I'm going to make an offer on 1 or 2 of them to see how that goes. And then we'll go from there. After I've moved and everything and got this house completely emptied out, then we'll start the process of selling this place. A nice, even kill, easy, smooth process. Not the whole deal where we like play Twister and 8 different people are in 12 different spots all at once, but this guy's got a fart, so it's now in your face, and then you gotta throw up, and now there's vomit on the fucking Twister mat. None of that stupid bullshit, okay? Welcome back to current day. See how nice that sounded when you went back in time and lived a alternate experience, an alternate plan, a correct alternate easy plan of action? Man, that would have been nice if that actually happened 45, 50 days ago or so, the way I just described. Wouldn't that have been cool? Lessons learned, baby. Lessons learned. Go back and listen to my podcast, the episode where I explain how regret doesn't even need to exist ever if you take your experiences and do the correct things with that new information. It's kind of like money. You can save it, you can have cash, or you can realize that cash is trash, and you can take that money for what it is, a tool, and put it to work. This room is now 100% empty for the first time in 6 years. In other news, my DoorDash order is going to be here soon. Probably, I would say definitely, I think, my very last DoorDash delivery to this house ever in Fat Man history. Let's take a quick break, have a little lunch. I forgot to ask my DoorDash driver if he and his friend in the car wanted anything that I have here that I'm not taking. You know, I should have said, hey, I spent a lot of money on bullshit that I ended up not using at all. Do you want anything? Do you want like a shitty lawnmower thing that no one else would take? I'm not taking it. It'll end up in a dumpster after the guy finally buys this place and starts flipping the property. How about that? Or this item? Do you want this waste of money or that waste of money or this waste of money? Which waste of my money can I give you? I ate a shitload of Chipotle. Oh, now I gotta poop real bad, but I'm gonna hold it till I get back to the motel, Holiday Inn. If that bitch starts acting up, you can fuck her friends. I said, I gotta take a shit. I might shit in one of these boxes and leave it as a present to this guy buying this place. Just kidding. Once upon a time, though, that reminds me of a funny story. Man, there's like 100 outlets in this room. I didn't even realize. Reminds me of a funny story. If you got a minute, I'll tell you about it. If you got a minute, I'll tell you about it. If you got a minute, I'll tell you about it, okay? At work one night, I was moving out of an apartment and stuff, and I was talking about it at work. And I was talking about how I was mad at my landlord. That's like probably the one when, anyway. And my buddy goes, what you ought to do is shit on a paper plate and spackle in all the wall outlets with your human feces. So he's saying, put shit into the plug. Maybe he meant take the cover off and put shit back in there and then put the cover back on. So there's just this smell for like 3 or 4 years. What a fucking creep. I mean, it's kind of it's a pretty genius idea, but totally fucked up. All right, there's a little bit of space left in the van. I don't know what I'm going to move next. Probably a couple small things, and I'm going to take a load and come back and do some more. I'm thinking about taking all my walk-in closet shelves. I mean, I was asked nothing specific on what I was leaving. So, fuck it. If it becomes an issue, I'll just bring them back, I guess. Just so we're clear, if I didn't tell you what the heck's going down, I'm going in the morning as scheduled to sign the papers, of which the dates have to be adjusted because the full final closing is now pushed a couple days out. Not because this guy said, I need more time for getting there to make the appointment. He told my realtor he won't have the money until then. My realtor said, then why did we schedule on that day? And what are you talking about? I've literally looked at your funds. So what are you doing? So I'm still hoping everything goes well. And I'm sorry if this is repetitive. I'm literally not sure what all I mentioned fully. So I'm hoping that everything goes well. We went ahead and accepted the 2-day delay. I'm still going to go in and sign everything. And hopefully my part is done. And I'm just waiting on my money. But then my realtor texted and said it'll be, 5 days. We are now 5 days out from closing. So in theory, I have 5 more days to move all of a sudden, but they seem to still want to come and go from the property and do whatever they want. Even when asked, can you come and unlock the door? And I say not until a certain time, as you know, because I've been complaining ever since. My realtor just kind of says, well, too bad, go and do it anyway. So I'm going to try to get everything out of here, but that pressure is not there. I mean, I didn't even have to rush and get a place to park my car, technically, now. But I didn't know that at the time. That's the story of my life. I do things that were perfect and needed to be done at the time, but ended up being the wrong move after other things came into place. But at the time, it was the right move. What are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do? So what's the headline of the episode? Is it my buyer doesn't have the money yet? Is it I learned how to apply for that specific apartment? Is it I just don't know what the fuck it is. I came to the van to get a thing to clean my teeth, a flossy thing. And I came in the cab and closed the door because it's warmer in here, because out there it is so fucking windy. And the wind is so cold right now. It's like going back down to 30 tonight, or 35 or whatever the fuck. And you can feel it already happening. Got the temp going down. I can't even begin in this moment right now to express properly how beyond fucking over I am. This real estate stuff, this lingering winter weather, and I don't know, like my main obsession yesterday was, will I get that apartment? Will I get that apartment? Today my main obsession is, will I sell this fucking house? Will I sell this fucking house? And why am I cold still? Why do my legs and feet sting because how cold it is? I thought it was springtime. All right. It's been fun to complain to you. It's been fun to bitch out and take a little break. But I need to get back out into the cold. The house is cold as shit, too. It's like walking into a fucking freezer. I'm going to get back in there and bitch less and work more. That's what I'm going to try to do, all right? Wish me luck. Brr. It's time to start cutting zip ties so I can take this equipment down. I'm going to leave this equipment in like my carry around property. That way I do not forget to tell them to close my account. Because the apartment I'm hoping to get has that shit already provided. As much as I want to leave all this good wood in this room, man, that'd be throwing away a lot of money. Each one of these crates is anywhere from like $8 to $15. I think I've paid 30 some for a crate here and there, depending on where they came from and whatever wood cost. I've bought probably a couple hundred of these crates. I have them everywhere and I use them for everything. And I bought several, like I said, probably a couple hundred over the last, I don't know, at least 10 years or something like that. So as much as I want to walk away and go to bed and sleep right now, I'm going to continue working. A lot of stuff I didn't film because I just want to get it done before the end of the night, at least a larger chunk of it. Technically, I have 5 more days now out of nowhere, so. But yeah, like I was saying, I want to leave these behind just out of laziness, but that's like throwing a $20 bill out the window, each one of them. I think I'll take this, and I can pull that off potentially by just removing all these, and then I'll leave these as they are with all those. We'll see. No promises. Taking forever, but she's coming along, boys. It blows my mind just how long everything takes. Jeez Louise. Feels good to be in someone else's home. Actually, the guy is stalling, so maybe I'll get stuck with the damn place. I'm going to finish this room, and whether I take that wall, that big thing covering that wall down or not, that opinion might change. I don't know. Like on one hand, I do want all that wood, but you don't know how much of a pain in the ass all this is. Actually, you probably do. And just like that, my friends, through the power of movie magic, the massive wall-to-wall media shelf is gone. Except for the very bottom pillars, which I should probably get. I guess I missed that last step there. Let's see. Let's see if we can knock one over. You ready? It's going to get harder. You can't knock the one off beside it. You have to jump over it. It's harder than it looks. The goal is to skip the one that's in front of you and knock over anything after that. But it's harder than it looks. No points for me. All right, this media room is officially done. Not a single ounce of my personal property is left. It is time now to take a good look, because I will step out of this room right now for the very last time in my life. Before I return, my body will die. I can only return to this room in spirit. Let's touch the wall for good luck. And the wall that I'm choosing is the wall that used to be covered with a massive movie collection. Now it is completely bare. The gold polka dots, by the way, because people ask me this actually a lot. Those gold polka dots were there when I bought the place. And the listing that I saw before I came out here to look at the house had this room set up like a little girl's room. I think her bed was right there, and there was a toy box there and a dresser. And I don't think I saw a picture of that, but this would have been like obviously clothes and her items. So, and I think she was younger than the twin boys. And then there was a teenage boy that is in the room, that stayed in the room that I used as my office. But anyways, say goodbye. Say goodbye to my library room. Let's touch the wall for good luck. Good luck, room. It's been fun. A lot of fun memories in this room. My favorite part about this room was how whenever I'd have a guest over and we would choose to just do nothing for the next couple hours, I would always say, come into my library and just pick out a random movie. We'll watch it. Old school on DVD, even on tape. I don't care. And any guest I've ever had here would just spend like a long time looking at every title, and they couldn't believe that like one human being owns this many movies and crap. So it's been real. The dresser is now gone. My cute little coat rack on the other side of this door is now gone. Batman, however, is probably just going to have to stay because I don't really have the proper tools at the house anymore. My attempt is just going to shred the poster, so just in case the next guy owning this bitch is keeping this nasty busted up door with Batman on it, good luck, Batman. And I decided they can keep my air conditioner. Where I'm going, we don't need to plug our windows up with these big heavy things. I'm going to a place where central air is rocking. And so is all the money out of my bank account trying to pay that power bill, baby. Wait a minute. Who left my fucking front door open? Oh, yeah. My long, hard wood was just too long to be contained in the rear, if you know what I mean. All right. Headed back to the old house from storage unit number 2. And I am really close to hanging it up for the night. I don't even technically have a deadline now until, let's see, like 5 more days from now, which is BS. But hopefully they are for real and it'll happen when they say. Hopefully the second time is a charm. If not, we will offer the house to another potential buyer. But anyways, my moving out, complete and full moving out deadline has now been expanded. But in spite of that, I think I still have, even though it's past midnight now, I think I still do have one more run in me tonight at least. Whew. I didn't realize how much of this moving time would be occupied with the packing boxes phase still. Like, look at this one room. Like, all the stuff I ever used has been gone out of this room for months. Now it's just the crap I don't ever use that I still want to keep for no reason. Like, that TV. that I included as a part of my desk, an extra monitor for, I don't know, I was going to like plug a DVD player into it and have a movie on while I was working on video editing or something. That TV has not been on for probably 2-3 years. Just random shit. You know? A box of old home movies on VHS. I want them. I would like to think I'm going to watch them one day and do something else with them. And I'm pretty sure all those have been backed up on digital anyways. And anything I've shared has been shared. And anything that's not going to be shared has just not been shared. So why keep the hard copy? I don't know. I guess just in case type deal. But I'm literally recording this clip as an excuse to stall and take a break. Friends, family. It's like 1:20 in the morning right now. And I think instead of for sure taking another load over to Steerage tonight, I think what I'll do is I'll just keep checking the clock, and right at 2 a.m. I will close up whatever's in the van, and I will take it over and swap it out with my car in the parking spot that I now rent, and I'll head back to my motel room, where I will try to remember to submit that application for that apartment tonight and hope to the good Lord above that I can actually get some sleep prior to like 5 or 6 in the morning. But there's always something I didn't think of that I need to like do, find, look up as I'm doing this crap. So because the reason I'm saying that and stressing over that is because I have to be up again bright and cheerily to drive an hour to sign papers, unlike the buyer who now has added 5 days to get his money right. I'll be glad if it happens. If I knew for sure that it will happen in 5 days and it's worth giving him that courtesy, then I'll be happy. But part of me kind of pissy because I feel like if it were me asking for more time, they'd have been like, no, fuck it. Because this potential buyer hasn't really been easy to flow with. I'm not talking about just this one little thing tonight affecting tomorrow. I'm talking about like the whole thing so far. If you remember from these videos right here, that same dude wouldn't show up to no showing. My realtor didn't tell me anything about it being canceled. I don't even know if my realtor actually asked the guy to do the showing. I think he might have mentioned it to me, forgot, could have cared less that I made plans or not. And every time I think about this stuff where my realtor will make plans with me and then just be like, either change them or cancel them without me knowing, or completely disregard whether or not I can make that appointment and just set it anyways, completely ignoring my responses. It's one of the many things that just raises my anger level right alongside my stress level. So, I don't know. What's motivating me right now? All I want to do is get it done. But I've kind of decided to pursue Operation Apartment Move-In, whether or not this house is going to get sold. It's kind of where I'm at. But I need this house to sell. I really do motherfucking need this house to sell because, friends, I need to have the bargaining power to say that I can cover a full year's lease up front. Because 2 months ago, it was actually not 3 months ago like I thought. It was actually like 2 months ago, like maybe whenever you saw that video, how many ever days ago that was, that letter led to me breaking that lease, but I don't even know like when they submitted that against me or whatever into whatever super duper bad boy file, or even if it even was, maybe it sat on their desk. They had another tenant who requested that apartment and they didn't give a fuck. You just never know. But in any event, I'm going to wrap this up for tonight, and through the power of movie magic, will be back on the road soon in my car. Exciting stuff, right? And just like that, my friends, through the power of movie magic, it is not bright out anymore. Can you believe it? It feels really good to be back at the motel. I have been waiting hours to take a hot poo, to blow my nose, to cough up some of this dust, to take off these clothes that are just covered in filth and dust and cobwebs from moving. And I'm not even exaggerating. I am overwhelmed with relief. And if I can keep my eyes open, I will submit the application for that apartment before I go to bed. Well, unfortunately, our time together has finally come to an end. This has felt like a very long day. I felt like there's too much to do in one day. I literally was holding a list of things to tell you that was going on today, and I knocked them all out, I guess. The apartment is still on track, but a huge thing needs to happen. I need to apply for it. And she told me just apply for one that is available to apply for online, but then as soon as you do that, give us a call and let us know to indicate the specific one we talked about so we can submit that on the appy. Okay, weird, I guess. I think I'm going to try to push the move-in date. It'll ask on the application your move-in date. I think I'm going to put it a couple weeks out from now because I got to give this guy who is supposed to be buying my house more time, unfortunately. If we were going to do this tomorrow morning, as I was told we could do, then I would say, when you guys are ready, I'll probably be ready. From what I understand so far, once he does his part of the closing and actually has the money to do it, then I'll get my funds just like any other wire transfer, where it'll be most likely the next bank day, if that makes sense. And if I'm mistaken, then I'll just wait. But in case he's not ready, in case because I'm so tired I can't even think, because he's not ready yet, I'll just ask for that apartment a couple weeks out from now. That might give me some time for the funds to hit my account, blah 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 da blah. Plus, if something were to happen where I need to find a co-signer or whatever, I want enough time to do so. So I'm going to set that date for a couple weeks out from now. As far as I know, doing that does secure the unit for you, and they won't rent it to someone else, because similar to an offer on a house, not even in the same ballpark, but it is similar to an offer on a house or a piece of property. Once that offer is submitted, and accepted, then the property is under contract, even though it does take some time normally for the closing date to happen. Does that make sense? And what else did we have to do today? We had to summon the help of a third storage unit company, just so I can have a place to park my damn van when I am waiting to get my apartment. Obviously, as soon as I get my apartment, I will park up Clifford and my car, both vehicles, right there where I can park them. Isn't that exciting? And I will be able to get rid of the monthly rental on this parking spot. It's sad to pull into a storage unit that you're paying a pretty penny for. Well, since pennies aren't in print anymore, since pennies aren't in production, I guess it's a pretty nickel nowadays. It's sad to pull into an apartment, rather a storage unit complex, and not be able to roll up into where at least there's shelter over your head. So to pull up into I'm going to start that one more time. The sleepies are kicking in. to pull in to pull into a storage unit and only have an outside little parking spot. It's like, if it rains, I can't even get up under the rain. So for that to be the case, after paying that much money, it stings. Times that by 3, because I have that. Plus 2 more storage units that I can get in. They're actual just real units, as you saw. So it all adds up to it's all adding up to, I can't wait till this crap is over, so I can downsize out of my storage units, preferably both, but at least preferably all 3, but at least 2, and bring it down to 1. And then from there, kind of figure out what the hell I want to throw away and get rid of, and then try to get out of that last one as well. Because if you're just paying to store your crap forever, then it's the same as having Netflix. You pay to have Netflix, but there's nothing on there you're watching. After you rip through a few seasons of like the next season of Tiger King and the next season of Squid Game, then what are you gonna do? Watch them again? If you got time to sit there and watch something endlessly, then there's probably a reason why all you can afford to do is watch something, because you're sitting there watching something all the time. Does that make sense? Take it from a guy who lives in a motel to tell you about your finances. You know what I mean? Then from there, my friend, I was able to get a ride back, which was a huge help. Then it was just the near endless trips to the storage unit. Storage unit number 2, close to my old house, is what we're calling it now. And I tried to make the best of it, but it was a rough video day. Because I had to take all that crap apart, those shelves and everything, because I wanted to keep the wood and the boards, the blads. And but the pressure of moving everything out tonight wasn't really there anymore once the buyer wanted more time. My realtor, as I probably mentioned, said something about me getting $1,500 for him delaying, which should cover my daily interest off of late mortgage payments. And I probably already told you this, but I don't even know exactly what he was talking about, but I'm not going to call him on that to try to see if that happened, because his answer would probably be misleading anyway. So do I think what he carries out is BS? No, but as far as a communicator and then an inclusive person who will take care of a first-time seller, dude could give a fuck less about the customer service experience. He just cares about that deal getting done. So it's like, on one hand, I can appreciate it, but on the other hand, come on, bro, you're killing me over here. That's pretty much it, my friends. Now it is super late. As you can guess, it's after 2 in the morning. Let me see. Let me check. It is 2:47 in the a.m. So, needless to say, your boy needs to sit here, submit this application for this apartment, because I don't want to wait another day. I want to be able to call them in the morning and tell them the app is in, and I want to get in to the property. I want to be a tenant there. Just in case there's a hiccup, I want to know right away. I want to develop a plan of action. I want to eliminate a speed bump if there is one. So I'm going to find out quick. And another thing I have to do in the morning is not just call them and tell them that, and tell them to make sure it's for the correct apartment. They have to add that on there, a little side note. And I need to stress to them that if there's an issue, I can pay for a year up front, most likely. Try to get this guy to do his thing in a few days. The 5-day delay that he requested, yeah. As soon as that guy does what he says he's going to do, then I can do what I said I'm going to do, which is pay for a year up front, if need be. I have a far better idea for that money. But if need be, to get my ass in, to finally be able to take a shower, wash some clothes, take a nap, and relax in the same environment without checking in every 3 days or 6 days or the endless list of crap you deal with when you're moving and hoteling and stressing and trying to close on some properties, and it's he said, she said every second, to be done with it all sounds so nice. And to not have to worry about if the seller of my new place would have let me buy it. I know that we sprung the seller finance on them. We didn't think we'd have to, but we had to. They said no. As soon as they said no, I felt a wave of relief over me. So maybe that told me that I didn't necessarily want to move in there and fix it up anyways, because it would have been a slow go fixer upper. And that is for anything. That's the first thing I would have had to do was wait until someone can come out and look at the structure of the building and the foundation to tell me if we're taking the power meter off of that structure and putting it on the garage, or if we're able to leave that power meter onto that structure. I would have even had power at this new place for a few days. Just like at the moment, it doesn't even have a subfloor and stuff. So this new house would have been rough. Walking into a fully ready to rock and roll apartment, by the way, is gorgeous because I've seen it. Not rough at all. And from the experience I had, I'm ready to hit the pause button for a year and sit up fat on my ice and enjoy my apartment. Now, of course, we will still hit the road, see fun things, do fun shite, snap some necks and cash some checks, just like we've been trying to do this month-long, I guess it's been 2 weeks. I don't want to go too far out. This 2-week now hiccup with the house and stuff, I think has brought up some interesting, mid-level, compelling content. It's not what I want to film. It's not what I want to talk about. I'm much more interested in pointing my camera at things that are already cool. It gets me off the hook. If I can go and bring something fun to you, and then great. So that's what I want to do. That is all. Like I'm trying to say, I gotta go. I gotta get this application submitted, and then I'm going to jump into that gross bed. By the way, these beds here at this motel, just like my other room, the bed is so small. I don't even think it's the width of a full, but it's like not a twin, but maybe it is, and it's just been so long since I slept on a twin. I didn't realize they're wider than that. I don't know. But I sleep on a full size normally at the house, and that thing is not as wide as my full size mattress. Anyways, friends, it is time, unfortunately, now to quit the rambling. It's time to piss on this fire, pack up this camp, and head back to the motel. If you want to contact me directly, please do it by emailing DuggaloNation. I almost said my personal email. DuggaloNation@gmail.com. And if you want to help me out, then just share this video with all your dumb buddies, or find a video that doesn't blow and share that one instead, because a growing audience helps me a lot. So contact me if you have a question or want me on your podcast, or maybe you want to do an adventure with me live and in the flesh right here on a D-Nation video. So don't worry, I'm only going to be gone for a little bit. I will be back with you again in the morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, like we have been doing and will be doing every damned morning, 7 days a week. Who else is promising that and pulling that off? I can't think of a single guy. So, until I see you again, here's what I'd like you to not be: a sleepy, stressed, moving out of the house douche.